impact content, things that affect us, people from the African diaspora. We still got these same whys and these same missions. We're just changing gears on how we give you the content and the information. So, not the cliche, stay locked.
Absolutely, folks. So like they said, still going to be here 5 to 7 p.m. weekdays right here on Centex Sports Network. Centex Primetime's not going anywhere. Neither are any of these other shows. So, like you said, not a homegoing service as he said it, but definitely just a little changing of the guard, folks. But one more thing, Roy, for coming on here with us today to explain what is going on. Folks, we've got plenty to talk about here on Centex Primetime. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about your Dallas Cowboys. So I don't know if you're going to be sad about that or not, but we're going to talk about that. Still going to talk about the Chiefs and the Eagles and plenty more to talk about here on Centex Primetime. Stay locked in. We'll be right back after this short break.
Texas home for sports. It's Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports. Catch all your in-depth sports analysis with the best. The hottest sports show in the evening is Centex Primetime, hosted by Jalen Gillis. Act like y'all. Weekdays 5 to 7. This is the Central Texas #1 leader in sports. Centex Sports Network. That's right. Magic 94.5, 94.5 The Beat.
Here's what you missed.
Act like you know. No, I'm telling y'all.
Is home of the Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
Damn it. Pig Latin. Quan, Q-U-A-N, Ricky.
Gary.
T-I, what?
If you go down there, what's your friend that's the dentist in Atlanta?
Dr. Heavenly?
He said, Dr. Heavenly, she'll file your teeth down. You can pronounce his word.
That's not nice.
Every weekday morning from 5 to 10.
The #1 morning show
On Magic 94.5, 94.5 The Beat.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
EasyCater presents We've Got Your Back. Up Singers.
Backing you up. So I order food on EasyCater for a meeting with a new client in Jackson.
Gotta feed clients in Jackson.
On my way to the airport, it hits me. The client is actually in Jacksonville.
Feed clients in Jacksonville. Oopsie.
So I call EasyCater. Nina picks up right away.
Gonna fix it for you.
She called me right back and said you're all set.
Nina fixed the Jackson accident.
Jackson? EasyCater has your back with 24/7 support. Order at easycater.com and know.
Give them a call at 254-252-4206. That's 254-252-4206. Or go to lighthousestreaming.com and set up your free consultation.
Central Texas home for sports. It's Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports. KWBT-FM, HD2 Waco, Temple, Killeen, Fort Cavazos. The new leader in sports in Central Texas is Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports.
What is that?
It's time to get in the game.
Do you know what time it is?
Tune in to Primetime Sports Talk with Jalen Gillis. Your go-to source for breaking sports news in Central Texas and exclusive Dallas Cowboys coverage.
Start it up. Let's go.
Catch us Monday through Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. on the Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports.
Welcome back into Centex Primetime, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in with us today as we had some little business news we had to take care of to start the show off. But we've got a lot we've got to tackle here today, a lot to talk about here today on Centex Primetime. Once again, thanks everybody for listening in over on Centex Magic 94.5, Infinity Sports Radio Central Texas, and Centex Sports Network. As always, make sure you guys go on there, hit that subscribe button. Still joined in studio by Rocky Miller as we get ready to go through some of these topics. Calling in with us today, too, another Cowboys fan here on the line. We got PJ Gaither calling in with us as we get ready to talk about, go through some of these topics. PJ, what's going on?
Man, doing pretty good. Just ready to go ahead and start on some of these topics.
Yes, sir. We'll get right into it. So, folks, the Dallas Cowboys, as you've already heard, have hired a new head coach. Brian Schottenheimer, the son of Marty Schottenheimer, the I guess offensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys the past year, but he didn't call the plays, so I'm not sure how much of the offensive coordinator title he is. That's what they put down, was OC for his title. He is the new head coach. Matt Eberflus has been hired as the new defensive coordinator, the coach that got fired midseason from the Chicago Bears. So I'm going to get both of you guys' opinion on this hire on Schottenheimer and on Eberflus. But before I do that, of course, Jerry Jones has something to say. So we're going to take a quick listen in to what Jerry Jones had to say in the introductory press conference with Coach Brian Schottenheimer.
Now, I get my proverbial ass kicked over needing people in my comfort zone. Without this thing being about me in any way, if you don't think I can't operate out of my comfort zone, you're so wrong. It's unbelievable. This is as big a risk as you could take. As big a risk as you could take. No head coaching experience. Now, let me share something with you. With all of that, you've just heard him reference his osmosis, his family. Anybody in this room that doesn't believe the apple doesn't go far from the tree has missed it someplace down the road.
You must don't know Steve.
I get it.
So those were Jerry's comments, and I mean, it's just, first of all, Jerry Jones is just hilarious. Because why do you have to say so much? I was just listening to I think it was First Take this morning with Shannon Sharp on there saying, have we even heard any other owner speak this year? This dude Jerry Jones is saying he starts it off by saying getting I guess everybody off his back and telling everybody, if you think I can't get off my outside of my comfort zone, you're wrong. Saying that he only hires guys within his organization. But I mean, first off, actions speak louder than words. So obviously, you keep hiring people within the organization. You got rid of Bill Parcells, you kept Wade Phillips. Got rid of Wade Phillips, you kept Jason Garrett. Now here we go back door, and after you get rid of Mike McCarthy, you keep Brian Schottenheimer, even though he was a part of this offense that I guess you weren't pleased with Mike McCarthy being over. Second, he's pointing at the dude saying, this is the biggest risk I could ever take. Like, what? How was that supposed to make the head coach feel? I can't take any bigger risk than this guy being my head coach. This is a huge risk. The apple far from this, I don't even know. That's just one of those Jerry-isms at the end. I don't even know what that means or what he was talking about.
I can tell you what. I can explain that for you. Jay.
Go ahead. Take it out.
What? Okay, so this is almost sounds kind of also like the Wade Phillips hiring as well. Like I can see, I've been a Cowboy fan a long time out there, gentlemen. So I can tell you about it. He said when he hired Wade Phillips so many years ago, he said the thing that he saw in Wade Phillips' eyes was his determination to restore the Phillips name as a football entity. His father, Coach, his father, Bum, was a charismatic character in the NFL, and he think he's somewhat forgotten. But Wade is here to restore the name of the great Bum Phillips and the Phillips name, and that spoke to me. Sitting there interviewing him, and I knew he was the right man for the job. And not hired him.
That was pretty much exactly what he said.
I think Jerry has a soft spot for these father-son kind of legacy stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he identifies with it. One, I think him and his father worked together growing up, and now Stephen and Jerry Jr. and his daughter, they all work together. So I think he has a soft spot for it, and he sees that pedigree as being important because it was important for him, right? At the end of the day, and wait till next week when I can use all the colorful language that we can. But that don't mean a hill of beans on fourth and 4 in Arrowhead Stadium, down by 7 on the 37-yard line. That don't mean crap. Bum Phillips can't help you. Wade Phillips can't help you. Marty Schottenheimer can't help you. Vince Lombardi can't help you. Can't nobody help Brian Schottenheimer when he's in that situation. He has to have been in that situation, have had some success in that situation, and has done it before. And unfortunately, he hasn't. So that's where we're at. We're at a guy. We let a Super Bowl winning coach go. A guy who had won 12 wins 3 years in a row. His quarterback gets injured, right? And of course, we play a backup. And the team is actually competitive with the backup. And then, of course, some would say it was better with the backup, but I'm not going to go down that road. And now we get in this situation, and we hire potentially, other than Dave Campo, the most inexperienced coach in the history of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, the most inexperienced. 25 years of coaching, and at some level, not head coaching,
inexperienced head coach,
not offensive coordinator.
Because then we give Garrett some interim time.
Before
he actually got the job.
He got some time to hold the reins and see what it was like to be the head coach before he actually became the head coach. Schottenheimer just going to be thrown straight into the fire. And what I said on the show earlier this week, and I'll let PJ get in on this. I said earlier, I think last week, is a pivotal time in Dallas Cowboys. It's just history. The Commanders and the Eagles were just in the NFC Championship. That's a big deal if you're the Dallas Cowboys, because those are supposed to be they're in your division. And the Eagles are trending upward. This is their second time going to the Super Bowl in 3 years. The Commanders are trending way upwards. They came from the abyss, like I said last week, all the way to the NFC Championship game. Schottenheimer's got a lot of pressure on him to start this thing off. And Jerry Jones just made it a little bit funnier and I guess a little more fuel to the fire as usual. PJ, what's your thoughts on what Jerry had to say? And then I'll let you guys go on what you think about Schottenheimer taking over as a coach.
I seen it yesterday and I started laughing because he started crying.
He did. I didn't get to that part.
I'm not understanding
those father-son trails.
Like I don't get it. He never fails to surprise me at this point. I'm not even mad or anything. I already be knowing what's up, man, when it comes to him and his son. And it's not gonna get no better. Like I've been seeing a lot of fans talking about they can't wait for him to die.
That's crazy.
My God.
That's crazy.
That's mean.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. Like once he passed, like his son, he's gonna go down to his son. So like they might as well just start wishing death on the guy, because I mean, it's not about that really. It's just about him getting out his own way. But every time he opens up his mouth, he just never fails to show me and many other fans that he's so delusional. He's more delusional than some of our fans. And I see why some of our fans are delusional, because our owner / GM is delusional. So I really don't even really too much know what to say about him getting up there, even talking. I hate that our owner is always like front page. I don't even be seeing half these other owners. I'm not gonna even lie.
He's the NFL Diddy.
Yeah. All in the music video.
Yeah, all in the videos. Like he's everywhere, man. Like I don't even see some of these owners, man. So you know, it's crazy, man. But I don't know, man. I got more to say about the Schottenheimer hire than him getting up there crying on that press conference.
Well, PJ, let me just jump in here and say this. Like, I understand what he has done. I understand the situation, and let me kind of walk it through from my standpoint. He has a guy who is competent as a head coach, not a great head coach, but competent, right? Initially, I thought he felt like McCarthy was going to be the guy that possibly could break the Super Bowl drought. I think Jerry's assessment of McCarthy was fair. He's probably not going to be the guy that breaks the Super Bowl drought, right?
Sure.
All right. He saw what happened, and he realized it. Now, he got caught in a pickle, though. any of the hot shots that he hires, you go from paying a guy $7.5 million. If you hire any of the hot shot, you're gonna have to double that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, do you double that?
You should.
I mean, but you've never paid that kind of money. He's never paid that kind of money. Mm-mm. So he wants to hire a guy whom he can control. And when I say control, what I mean is not offended by whenever he steps in.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't think he wants to call plays. I think some people say, I don't think he wants to call plays. I don't think he wants to scout guys and watch film. I don't think he wants to prepare game plans. But if he steps in,
he's stepping in.
He wants the guy to acquiesce to whatever he thinks is best for the Cowboys. And this is what I realized. If the Cowboys win a Super Bowl before he goes on to glory, he wants it to be because Jerry Jones did it.
For sure.
And if he doesn't get that credit, he's okay with leaving here Super Bowl-less.
Yeah.
And you understand? Because he has 3. He wants it to be because of, not in spite of. Because again, if you and follow me this, PJ, I think it got to the point, even when Parcells was here, and we were on that trajectory of winning a Super Bowl. If he wins a Super Bowl, who gets the credit? If Parcells wins a Super Bowl in the early 2000s, who gets the credit for winning the Super Bowl?
Most definitely Parcells.
Yeah. The tuna.
Definitely Parcells, yeah.
The tuna.
Yeah.
Right? So, again, that's what I think is an integral part of any success that the Cowboys have, is Jerry wants to be a part of it more than he wants to win. I certainly think he wants to win, but he certainly doesn't want to win if he's not a part of the success.
Yeah, I think, I said it yesterday on the show, I think the Schottenheimer hire was just exactly what you just said. It's going to be my way that we win, or we're just not going to win. It's not going to be a compromise, or if we win, it's going to be because Jerry Jones did the right things, hired the right guys, took the risk, as he just said. I'm taking the biggest risk ever, hiring this guy, taking the risk that he thinks a risk to be able to win. And I think that's what his assessment was, and why another reason why we seen him make a move like hiring Brian Schottenheimer. So go ahead.
No, and I'll say, I think he's BSing us about the risk, right?
It's exactly what he's doing.
That's
what makes it so funny.
He's blowing smoke up our tush.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's because when you talk about he's taking the risk only in the realm of whether or not the guy is competent or not, right? Is he signing this guy to a 5-year deal? No. Nope. Is he paying this guy an absorbent amount of money? No. Is he giving this guy personnel and roster control? No. You understand?
Yeah.
Is he gonna allow this guy to direct the draft? No. You understand what I'm saying? So things haven't changed very. He's just gonna be the guy on Sunday with the camera on him.
That's it. That's it.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's it.
You've changed that. Now again, so this is what I do believe, right? Mm-hmm. From a talent standpoint, and you follow me this, PJ, you're a Cowboy fan. Talent standpoint, we're middle of the pack, right? We're not awful, we're middle of the pack. Mm-hmm. If we make the right moves, we can elevate to in the top third. Or if we don't make the right moves, we can descend to the bottom third. But we have a lot of things that the teams that are in the bottom half don't have. We have definitely a franchise quarterback. Mm-hmm. You can debate about how good he is. And we have a number 1 wide receiver.
For sure.
We have a dominant defensive player. Mm-hmm. Right? And so we have the makings of, and those 3 things that I just mentioned are Washington. The Commanders can't say the same thing, and they played in the championship, right?
Yeah.
So again, what Jerry Jones has to decide is, and and I think it's probably going to be the undoing of the team, is what can be done to improve the culture of the Cowboys. And that's something that I think has to be addressed, because we can't be a team that wins in the regular season and then can't get it done in the playoffs, because our culture as a team, there's a reason why when we get to the playoffs, we falter. We play undisciplined, we play unfocused, we play like a team that's every time we go to the playoffs the past 20-something years, we look like it's our first time ever in the playoffs. No matter who it is we're playing.
Yeah.
Whether we're the favorite, and that has to, and Jerry, in some regard, I think because he's the guy seen by the players as the person that has the final say-so, he's the guy that builds the culture. Is he gonna build a culture that holds the players and coaches accountable?
Yeah, and that's the number one question. PJ, what's your thoughts on this Schottenheimer hire as a whole and bringing him in as offense as a coach?
Like I said, I wasn't surprised. I was telling people up here in Dallas, man, because they was delusional saying Deion Sanders.
No.
And I don't understand where that started. I don't know why it started. I hated that it even started, really.
Because he admitted to talking to – you got to understand, he admitted to talking to Deion, not as in a formal interview, but he said, I've talked to Deion over the phone. We've had discussions. Yeah. He knows I'm interested. I know he's interested. That's something to that degree.
It's still, though, like the Dallas Cowboys, that's what I was trying to tell some of the fans up here, man, like, I can only go off of what we've been doing and what I've seen since I've been a fan of the Cowboys. I can only go off of that. We don't go and make these big splashes. You know, we don't go get these big guys and stuff, whether it's players in free agency or even when it's coaching. And a lot of times, like the 3 out of the last 4 coaches that we done hired have been in-house. So whenever I seen Schottenheimer's name came up, I was like, oh, we're going to get him. That's who's going to be our head coach.
Me, same thing.
You know what I mean? Because that's just what we do. A lot of these people are getting ahead of themselves by thinking that Jerry's going to do something that he just don't ever do. That man is 82 years old. If you think he's going to change his ways now, then you might as well
what's going to happen.
You might as well go be a fan of another team, because that ain't going to happen. You know what I mean? It ain't going to happen. So, I mean, with Schottenheimer, I really, to me, I feel like it was a rushed decision. It was a desperate decision. But also at the same time, it was a real decision on his end, because this is just something that he does.
So
I don't understand how we hire a guy who's been coaching for 25 years and never been a head coach. But, I mean, at this point, we got to ride with it. It don't make no sense. I've been telling people, though, since last year, we're going to be bad for the next 4 years. Once we pay that,
I think it'll be middle of the pack. In my opinion.
That's bad for us, though. That's bad for us when it comes to the standard that we got. But that standard really not even it's non-existent. That standard hasn't. I've never seen that true standard. The standard that in my 26 years of living, I ain't never seen that standard.
Well, okay, PJ, so I think what you guys have seen is what is the Cowboys culture right now. Mm-hmm. Like, you guys have seen some fascinating regular season runs, man, right? But you've repeatedly seen in big games, even in the regular season, the team underachieves, and you've seen in the playoffs underperform. Like, you got I say this all the time in properly evaluating the Cowboys. We are not a losing franchise. We are not Stephen A., Shannon Sharp, all those guys want to make it seem like the Cowboys are a laughing stock and all this kind of stuff. That's just Cowboy hate. That's all that is. That's it. So what I'm saying, but I think with Jerry at the helm, we have a ceiling.
Yeah.
We have a ceiling, and it's hard for us to get over that ceiling. To this point, and I've said this on here several times. I'm a Jerry guy. I like Jerry. I've always understood Jerry Jones because he probably operates the team the same way I would if I was ahead.
Most people would.
You understand?
Most people, if they was a billionaire.
If I own a team, I'd have Cam and Shad. They'd be walking around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have Riel and Gianni. They be sitting there. They be have roles in the team and other. And then my grandsons, they be in the box suite, calling shots too. You understand what I'm saying? I understand what he's doing. But here's the challenge, right? And I'll ask you this, PJ. You probably come from a wonderful family, right? And y'all probably done a lot over your lifetime. But in your family, is there enough talent to build a pyramid?
No. And
you understand?
Is there nobody's family.
No, what I'm saying is there enough skill, ability, work ethic? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's dependent on every aspect of winning a championship has to be in the Jones family in order for them to win. And that's just, in my opinion, that's a hard ask for any family because winning a Super Bowl is hard.
Yeah. He knows how hard it is because he did it when it wasn't his whole family running it. The thing is, he switched. That's what makes it bad. He's seen what it took to get to the mountaintop, to get to the top of that pyramid. And he switched it and said, "Oh, I bet I can do that." And then he realized, "Oh man, how many stones do we need? How many feet in the air do we got to make this pyramid?" That's what he's figuring out. And he doesn't have the self-evaluation to say, "I'm not that guy." And he's never going to admit that I'm not that guy. Nor, like I said, most people wouldn't admit if I had $10 billion, I wouldn't admit that I'm not that guy.
And I also will say this. He's been just successful enough, the Cowboys have been successful enough as a franchise for him to say, if I just get this one guy, if I just get this one, because he's been successful.
Yep.
Let's not get into it. He's been successful at running the team. The Detroit Lions would love to have our pedigree and our history.
Because where they at? They still at home,
you know
too.
What I'm saying? The Arizona Cardinals would love to have, even though they've been to a Super Bowl in the past 26 years, 30 years, really. They would love to have the history of the Dallas Cowboys. You got teams, you got the Titans, you got even the Texans, even though y'all wouldn't want to, admit it. Y'all would love to have.
We ain't been a team that long, but you're right. You
would love to have the history and success. So he's had some success even with that. My only issue is he's resigned to the fact that if I don't do it my way, then we won't be successful, and I'm okay with that. And I don't think in a sport that requires intense competition, I think young Jerry was, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win, period. Now old Jerry is like, I want to do whatever it takes for me to be an integral part of us winning.
Hey, man, he's 80-something years old. He knows what's going to truly make him happy. He knows he's not going to truly be happy if the Cowboys win and it's all somebody else's success. He wants it to be his success, and he's earned that right at the end of the day. Is it the right thing to do? Absolutely not. But it's his team. What we gonna do? He the one that own the stuff. He making. He called all the shots. What we gonna do about it?
He's gonna do coming to the stadium.
Yeah, we buying the jerseys. We buying them $14 hot dogs. We getting them $20 nachos. So nothing's gonna change. I went to that Monday night game, the Texans versus the Cowboys, thinking, man, the Cowboys season is already over. Should be a lot of Texans guys in here. Boy, the fans was going crazy as if they don't see Cooper Rush playing football out there. That's not going to change.
And I went to the game. It was a Monday night game, and it was the Bengals game.
Yep.
And they were competitive. Had it not been for the guy touching the punt, they would have beat the Bengals. So,
they would have.
So again, I don't like Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. mocking my Cowboys because I think they're intellectually dishonest in the way that they do it.
Yeah.
They can make Jerry seem, because Jerry's incompetence isn't to the point of him being a clown or worthy of being memed. His press conferences are laughable sometimes.
Hilarious.
Are laughable sometimes. But it feeds into but when you look at his results, you have to say, you know what? Jerry's got decent results. what Jerry has to realize is that, and I believe it will have to come through the apathy of the fan base. Once he sees one stadium in there one Sunday, and there's 40,000 people instead of 80,000, maybe he'll get the message.
Yeah. The money always talks. Money always talks.
As long as he walks in there and he sees 80,000 people and shit, I mean, he doesn't care whether it's 80,000 Redskin fans.
He don't care.
Or
he don't care who in there.
Cowboy fans.
He don't care who in there. As long as there's butts and seats.
Yeah, because he's built the Taj Mahal of the NFL. Mm-hmm. Every fan from every team wants to come to Jerry World and have that experience, and he's having a lot of business success. I just hope, as this is my 55th birthday, hopefully I won't have to go 30 more birthdays without a championship, because the last time they won a championship, believe it or not, it was on my 26th birthday.
Hey, y'all did y'all hear that? I just want the Cowboys fans. That's how long.
The last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, you can go look it up. January 28, 1996. It was my 26th birthday. I had just got out the Army on January 26th.
Feeling good.
And then
Cowboys get a win?
And then January 28th. We in the Super Bowl.
Hey, I ain't gonna ask you how that weekend went.
I don't think I had a run like that in a long time.
We ain't gonna ask you how that weekend went. I know that was a good one for sure. But Rock, we know you gotta get out of here. Before we let you get off of here, man, got to talk about this Chiefs and this Eagles game. Just the first preview, because we got 2 weeks to talk about it. But just the first look. Wayne was on it yesterday and he talked about it as well. So I got to get your opinion on it. First matchup, first time looking at this game. Before we go deep into the numbers and get to 2 weeks to look at it and see the press conferences, your first thoughts on this Eagles versus Kansas City Chiefs matchup in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes going for a three-peat, Andy Reid best coach. Philadelphia Eagles, probably one of the best rosters in the league, honestly, just looking at it top to bottom and what they've been able to accomplish and how their players have been playing. First glance at this matchup with each other, what's your thoughts on this?
Man, this is what okay. This is what I can't get out my head when I evaluate this. But before we get into the player statistics, schedules, whatever, Andy Reid, Sirianni.
Yep.
Like I can't get that out my head. I can, because every other matchup on the field, even some will say the quarterback is a mismatch. I don't see it that way. They play the game very different, but I see both of them as being very effective in the Super Bowl. Again, I see the Philly defense being the most dominant unit will be the most dominant unit on the field, and they need to be if they're going to be against Mahomes. Mm-hmm. I believe the only, taking quarterback out of it, the only unit that the Chiefs are competitive at as a unit is tight end. Every other unit you break down. Now, again, I believe in the secondary, the Chiefs are older. I don't know that the Chiefs are better.
I know. They're not better than the Eagles secondary.
But, Eagles secondary is just so young. You kind of had that.
I get it.
Maybe because of the injury, but Bond is an all-pro. So even if you go with linebacker, you say Bolton is a lights-out player, and perfectly he matches up pretty good if you use him to spy.
Jalen Hurts.
Maybe he'll do a better job than he did against Josh Allen. I'll just say that. But again, I don't see. Maybe I hope I'm missing this, but I see the only thing that's going to make this game competitive is I go back to Andy Reid, Sirianni.
Yeah.
So then okay, let's go to coordinators. We go Spagnuolo. Kellen Moore.
Oh yeah, going against each other. Yeah, Kellen Moore and Spags. Yeah.
I take Spags on that, and then you go
definitely.
And then I go back to Fangio, as great as he is. Mm-hmm. Andy Reid.
Yeah.
You got to take Andy. So again, I like to get PJ's hear what PJ has to say. I tend to, if I'm going to prognosticate the game and really just decide, you have to pick Philly as, in my opinion, is the better team.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be able to place a bet against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes in this situation. What do you think, PJ?
I think the same thing. I recently was saying on paper, the Eagles are the better team. In most categories, they're the better team. I mean, they got the better defense. Overall, they got the better offense, even though their passing game sometimes really not consistent. But offensively, they're still the better unit than the Chiefs. But it's kind of hard, man. We're in a situation right now, and Mahomes, he's pretty much at this point in his career similar to Tom Brady, where it's even if the other team is better than him, the other team don't got Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So it's like we can sit here and say who's better as far as like overall, but it's like that one guy makes that big of a difference. I still probably would push for the Eagles to win the game, but you just really never know once that game starts. And I seen a crazy stat, and I think it was something in the last 2 minutes. There's only one quarterback, I believe, in the history right now in the last, like, I think 20-something years that's undefeated in the last 2 minutes of the game and when they got the ball in their hand, and that's Patrick Mahomes. He's 7-0. So it's really hard to go against that guy, man. And I done sit here and say, the Chiefs, and I still believe it. Whenever you play them, you got to play against the refs.
Come on, PJ. Come on now.
I don't think they need the refs necessarily, because they are. They're a dynasty at this point. Definitely if they win 3 in a row. But overall, man, it's going to be tough for the Eagles to play against some guys, and I think it's going to be tough for the Chiefs though to play against the Eagles. Saquon right now, man, at some point in that game on Sunday, I think it was 27-15 going into halftime. Washington was down by 12 points, but it felt like that they were down by 30.
Yeah.
And then me watching the first drive for Washington driving down the field, they made a few conversions on third down. They made I think 1 or 2 on fourth down. They got the 4th and 3, and when they had to kick the field goal. But I was like, man, if it's gonna be this hard for them to get down the field the entire game, this not gonna work.
Yeah, and that's the same thing I said yesterday. I was on here with Wayne, and in that game when the Commanders got the ball first and they go for it on 3 4th downs on the first drive, and still kick a field goal, I said the game's over.
Well, okay, guys, y'all may disagree with me.
Okay,
but as a sheer matchup, the Washington offense is a better matchup than the Chiefs offense.
A better matchup for who? For the Eagles?
Yeah.
You saying the Chiefs are a better offense than the Commanders are a better offense?
No, I'm saying the Commanders propose a greater threat to the Eagles. Look at what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You look at wide receivers, right? Yeah. Who you have to guard. Not only that, you look at tight ends. Ertz is, to me, as good.
He's playing just as good as Travis right now.
Yeah. And then, and what the Chiefs are getting out of their running backs.
Yeah.
And the one thing that makes him a better matchup is Jaden Daniels is so much better runner.
Yeah.
Than Patrick Mahomes.
And Mahomes looked like a pretty decent runner on Sunday, though. I will give him that. But you're right, though. Jaden Daniels is a better runner.
So I'm just saying, I see the Eagles possibly rolling out a similar game plan. Now, the death by 1,000 cuts, I think that's more of Mahomes. This version of Mahomes.
Yes.
I think he's more able to play that than Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
But again, I think I don't see I don't see a situation where the Chiefs pick up unless they're in a situation where they're able to throw caution to the wind and just pass the ball every play. Like, that's the only way I see the Chiefs doing it. The Chiefs being able to move the ball and score a lot of points. If they get down, of course, Mahomes can activate whatever he needs to get them down the field. Here's another reason why I like the Chiefs, and this is a situation where I don't think you find with many teams. If you're down by, if the Chiefs are down by 7, Mahomes has the ball with 4.5 minutes left.
So,
I believe you're better off letting Mahomes score.
Yeah, I am. I believe the exact same thing. Let's play prevent and let them run the ball right up the middle and just go score. Because if he has,
I'd rather have the ball. I'd rather have the ball last than him having the ball last.
It's over if he's got the ball last. You know what it is.
Yeah.
And they might go for 2 with the perfect. And to me, that's the thing that separates them. Like you said, the Andy Reid thing. I said it yesterday on the show. Philadelphia is better than Kansas City at every position, in my opinion, than quarterback. They're better than them at everything. Trent McDuffie, we just watched him getting torched by Mac Hollins, who runs gunner on kickoff. Like, I know he was an all-pro at one point, but they're better than them at every single position, in my opinion, besides, I guess, D-tackle, which is really close because Jalen Carter is a great player, and quarterback. That's it.
And
everything
I don't think
else,
you have a chance at overtime against them.
Not a single chance.
Because of the rules.
Yeah, you don't have. We just watched the 49ers do it, and that's my reason for why I'm not giving my pick out yet. Philadelphia is better than Kansas City. Kansas City got 15 who can make anything happen. Andy Reid is, I don't want to say not getting enough credit because everybody talks about him, but his play calling is literally perfect. There's no better. I was watching that game against Buffalo. It's actually perfect. Like, every play is perfect. He didn't call the wrong play once in an entire game. Only times they didn't score is if one of the guys got through the line and Mahomes got sacked, or a guy didn't get enough on the 3rd and 6 to pick up a first down. That's it. Every play call he makes is perfect. And Spags on the other side, every blitz is. I'm like, how many blitzes does this dude have? So I don't know. I'm not giving my pick out yet, but this is going to be a good matchup.
But I'll say this, and this is just my real. This is honestly how I feel the game fits. Whatever quarterback finish, if both quarterbacks finish the game, then I think Mahomes wins. If Jalen finishes the game, Mahomes doesn't, then I think Jalen wins. The only way they win, and I hate to say this, if for some reason Mahomes isn't able to finish the game due to injury. Any other situation, man, so here's the deal. I could certainly see how Eagles could get up 2 scores. Yeah. But if the Eagles get up 2 scores, that only puts a level of urgency into Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. And I seen what they did against Houston when they were down 24.
You just had to bring that up. We didn't have to talk about that, man. They came back from down 24 in the quarter. I said, I'm never watching the Chiefs play again after that. That was crazy, but that started the Mahomes run in that game. But like you said, man, this is going to be a clash of the Titans. Like I said yesterday, I'm not giving my pick out because we got 2 weeks to talk about it. I'm going to get my pick out next week on who I'm going to pick. But this is as back and forth as you can get. It's literally the best coach and the best quarterback, best player in the league, who's got a possibility to become the best quarterback to ever play the game versus maybe the best roster in the league. All I know is I lost money last year betting against Mahomes, and the 49ers is the same situation. They were better at every position besides quarterback, and I lost some bread trying to bet against Mahomes this time. So I don't know which way I'm going, but this, man, it's tough to go against Andy Reid and 15, man. Them dudes are going to go down as 2 of the greatest to ever do it. Mahomes might already. I'm already hearing people say if he wins this one, they're gonna put him up there, right there with the GOAT. Go ahead.
And the last thing I'll say, the only other guy who I think can truly take Mahomes out the game, but that's not his game, is Saquon.
Yes.
But the problem with Saquon isn't a 3 yards in a cloud of dust. He's gonna break a run and put him back on the field.
Yeah,
so that's you know what I'm saying. So that create because essentially to me Saquon is a great back.
Yeah.
But is he a guy that's gonna carry they don't even allow them to carry 4 or 5 or 6 times in a row down the field.
No.
You know what I mean? They'll put Gainwell in and let him do that.
Yeah.
To grind it out.
Put Hurts on some runs.
Yeah. But no, man. But I look forward to the game. I think it's going to be a great game. And at this point, I may have to find a prop to bet.
Yeah.
I may have to look at the total or something like that.
Right now.
Yeah. But really, I want my numbers to hit because I already.
I know the numbers going to be going crazy. It's Super Bowl season. So everybody going to have their boards out. All your grandmas, your aunties, they're going to have their numbers out. And they're going to be watching in that first quarter to see if it ends 7-3. So we already know what's going on with that. But like you said, great matchup coming up with the Chiefs and the Eagles. That is on February 9th. Can't wait to be able to watch that one. Folks, we got plenty more to talk about here on the show today. Want to thank Rocky for jumping on here with us today. He's got to get out of here. Coming back in hour number 2, me and PJ will still be here. Still got plenty more to talk about in the NFL, and we got to talk about some NBA topics. My Houston Rockets on the run right now. We got to talk about that. Stay tuned and stay locked in on Centex Primetime. We'll be right back after this short break.
Central Texas home for sports. It's Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports. Catch all your in-depth sports analysis with the best. The hottest sports show in the evening is Centex Primetime, hosted by Jalen Gillis.
Act like y'all.
Weekdays 5 to 7. This is the Central Texas #1 leader in sports. Centex Sports Network.
That's right, sports fans. We can talk about sports.
And Infinity Sports.
Lighthouse Streaming, a full-scale media agency and your go-to source for all things audio and video. Is your church long overdue for audio and video upgrades? Call Lighthouse Streaming for a free consultation. Does your corporate or church event need audio or video production? Don't stress. Call the guys at Lighthouse Streaming. In business since 2017, Lighthouse Streaming has produced hundreds of live events and completed dozens of church and venue installations. Whatever your AV needs are, Lighthouse Streaming has you covered. Give them a call at 254-252-4206. That's 254-252-4206. Or go to lighthousestreaming.com and set up your free consultation.
Hey guys, it's Rocky and Keisha, and at Prosperity Tax Service, we're all about convenience. We get it. Life is busy. Your time is valuable. That's why we've streamlined the entire process to be as hassle-free as possible.
No more sifting through piles of paperwork or spending hours at an office. With Prosperity Tax Service, you can handle your taxes from the comfort of your own home.
Your financial data is in safe hands with us through our secure and user-friendly customer portal at prosperitytax.com. It's your one-stop shop for all things tax-related. Log in anytime, from anywhere, whether it's from your couch or on the go.
We are experienced tax professionals, well-versed in handling a variety of tax situations. Receive genuine assistance and competitive pricing from real tax professionals who've seen it all.
We're marking 2 decades as a community-based enterprise here in Waco, Texas. So call us at 254-235-5662 or log on to www.prosperitytax.com. Thanks, guys.
NSJ Event Co., one of the premier event designers in Central Texas and a Centex Sports Network supporter. Voted Waco Awards Event Planner of the Year 2021, NSJ Event Co. is your go-to source for event planning. Whether it's your next baby shower, birthday bash, wedding, or retirement party, NSJ Event Co. will bring out the elegance, class, and style your event deserves. Call NSJ Event Co. at the number on the screen or scan the QR code to schedule a free consultation. NSJ Event Co., where the party lady takes care of all your event needs.
Are you looking for something new and unforgettable in Waco? Come to the Blasian Asian, where authentic Cambodian flavors meet creative culinary flair. Voted People's Choice as Waco's #1 Asian restaurant since 2019 by both the Wacoan Magazine and the Waco Tribune Herald. Located inside the popular Union Hall on 8th and Franklin, we're serving up family recipes with a twist. Blasian Asian egg rolls are rolled fresh daily, and their sauces or marinades are made in-house with love. Stop by today. Located inside the popular Union Hall on 8th and Franklin. And for Baylor students, enjoy 10% off with your student ID.
Central Texas home for sports. It's Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports. KWBT-FM, HD2 Waco, Temple, Killeen, Fort Cavazos. The new leader in sports in Central Texas is Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports.
Holy Jesus. What is that?
It's time to get in the game.
Do you know what time it is?
Tune in to Primetime Sports Talk with Jalen Gillis.
Truly,
Your go-to source for breaking sports news in Central Texas and exclusive Dallas Cowboys coverage.
Come on, start it up. Let's go.
Catch us Monday through Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. on the Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into Centex Primetime, hour number 2 here on the show today. Want to thank everybody for tuning in with us on Centex Magic 94.5, Infinity Sports Radio, Central Texas, and also our faithful watchers over on YouTube, Centex Sports Network / Centex Sports TV. Make sure you guys going over to the YouTube, as you got some of you guys in hour number 1 heard the announcement that 94.5 is moving over to a digital platform. But you'll still be able to watch this show 5 to 7 p.m. Right here on Centex Sports Network. Go over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Also, go on there and click that bell so you can get notified when we go live here 5 to 7 p.m. weekdays right here on Centex Sports Network. It'll also be on the Centex Magic Facebook page. It'll be over on Centex Sports Network Facebook page. We're live on Centex Sports Network Instagram page as well. You can go on Instagram, check us out. Centex Sports TV, we're live there as well. Just got done wrapping up an hour number 1 with Rocky Miller and PJ. Rocky had to get out of here. PJ still on here, joined with me. We just got done talking about your Dallas Cowboys and their new head coaching hire. They hired Matt Eberflus as the defensive coordinator as well, the former head coach of the Chicago Bears last year. We just got done talking about this Chiefs and Eagles matchup, the Super Bowl. February 9th, we've got the team set. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs, a rematch of the Super Bowl just 3 years ago, as the Eagles are back in the Super Bowl for their second time in 3 years. The Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl for their 5th time in 6 years, I think, which is, I mean, that's just crazy to even say. Kansas City, like I said, I lost money last time, man, trying to bet against that boy Mahomes. Trying to bet against that boy Andy Reid. I thought Brock Purdy would be able to get – maybe I was tripping. You know what? Maybe that ain't even everybody else's fault. Maybe that ain't even got nothing to do with Mahomes. Maybe I was just tripping that I put money down that Brock Purdy could beat Patrick Mahomes at anything. Maybe I was tripping. But like I said, I'm not giving my pick out yet, but this is a way better matchup in my opinion because the Philadelphia Eagles got something that nobody can duplicate, and that's number 2-6 in that backfield for the Philadelphia Eagles, Saquon Barkley. PJ, can Saquon run the Eagles to a Super Bowl championship, or is the Chiefs just going to be too much for these guys?
I think he can, man. Cause he's a running back that can take over. He can take over the game. He can take over the game, man, and he's a difference maker.
He won yard the first play. First play touched the ball. He went to the crib, 60 yards.
Yeah, 60 yards. So it's like, what can you do with that? There's not too much that you can really do with that. He brings just a different type of, you got teams that can really run the ball. You know what I mean? They're going to run the ball all the way down the field on you. They're going to probably be getting 5, 6 yards. Some of them 6 yards going to end up turning into 10 or 12 after a while. But with him, it's more like as soon as he touches the ball, he can take that to the crib at any moment.
So soon as he touch it.
Yeah, like you're not really seeing any explosive run games like that. Most run games are going to beat your defense up. You know what I mean? Your defense going to get tired. But with him, man, I'm telling you, he'll just break out on a long run. And even if he don't do it in the first quarter or the second quarter, at some point in the game, you know that he's capable of taking a 60-yarder, 70-yarder to the crib.
And that's the crazy part about this, man. Saquon, and I wanted to ask this question, because I believe it is true. I think that Saquon is the best player in the NFL that's not a quarterback right now. Like the way that he took, it was too easy against the Commanders. This is the NFC Championship game. They just put up 55 in the NFC Championship game, and a lot of that was to do with Saquon. Like I said, his first touch was a 60-yard touchdown to the crib. And it wasn't a 60-yard touchdown like, oh, he just made one jump cut and outran everybody. He made about 5 or 6 people miss on the way to the touchdown. It's not like he was just running by people. He's making people miss. He can truck people. He's faster than everybody. He can catch out of the backfield. We watched him jump over a dude backwards. I really hate that this guy spent his first 6 years in the league on the Giants. I mean, it's almost, I don't want to say wasted talent, because even after what he's done this season, in my eyes, he solidified himself as a Hall of Fame running back. But the fact that we could have been seeing this for 6 years, but instead we had to watch him try to run with Daniel Jones as his quarterback, the only person to ever get drafted just for looking like a Manning, that was his quarterback. And now we're watching him behind one of the biggest offensive lines that I've seen, maybe since the 90s Cowboys. This line is huge. They lose Jason Kelsey, who's going to go down as one of the best centers to ever play football. They replace him with Cam Jurgens, who I think made the Pro Bowl. He's the smallest guy in their offensive line, and he's 6'3", 300. He's the smallest guy. Everybody else is 6'6" and up. Jordan Mailata is 6'8". Lane Johnson is 6'7". They're both 350, 360 apiece. Like this is crazy what we're seeing from the Eagles, man. I'm agreeing with you. I think he can run them to a Super Bowl victory. It's just gonna be so tough playing against number 15, man, and playing against Andy Reid. Like I said, perfect play calling. Steve Spagnuolo doesn't get enough credit. Perfect play calling. I've never seen this guy run out of blitzes. We've been watching him do this since the Giants beat Tom Brady in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
We've been watching Spagnuolo do this for that long, and he still hasn't run out of blitzes. He still hasn't run out of D-line stunts. He hasn't run out of anything. That last – yeah, go ahead.
That's the biggest thing when it comes to this matchup, because the Eagles are better at every position besides quarterback, but they're also the Chiefs are better though at just coaching wise. To me, I feel like
way better.
Yeah, they're way better when it comes to coaching. There's no knock on Nick Sirianni and the staff over there, in Philly, but you just got some heavy hitters over here at the Chiefs, man, and they know how to win these games. These are the type of games that you get butterflies in your stomach, you know what I mean? Regardless of if you've been there before, you done lost, but they done been there plenty of times and done won.
Yeah, they have.
Patrick Mahomes 17-3 right now in the playoffs. These games for him at this point in his career is just another game.
His 3 losses are in the AFC Championship game and the Super Bowl. Not no first round exit, not no divisional round. He lost to Tom Brady twice, who is the actual GOAT, and he lost to Joe Burrow once in the AFC. His losses are a great part of his resume. Like that's just crazy. The only person that's beat him twice in the playoffs is Tom Brady. Like, man, I mean, Mahomes, his legacy is cemented. I asked Wayne this yesterday, and I ask you, where do you got him on the all-time QB list, even before this Super Bowl? Where do you rank him in the all-time QB list right now?
Oh, man, it's tough.
Yeah, I had him. I mean, Wayne said second. I said second or third. I still got him right there with Joe Montana. In my opinion, I'm not going to just gloss over what Joe Montana was able to accomplish.
Yeah,
but he's right there.
Yeah, I gotta have. I was gonna say that, so I was gonna say probably third, and I was gonna say probably Tom first for sure though, and then Joe Montana at 2. I'm a Peyton Manning fan.
Man, it's tough. I hate that he didn't get as many Super Bowls. I don't hate it because I was rooting for the Colts, but I feel like as we get further and further through history, people are not gonna understand how good the Sheriff was.
Man, he was cold-blooded, bro. he was cold-blooded. Like, he was better. I ain't gonna lie. He was better than Tom.
Man, it wasn't close. In the 2000s, before Tom started winning those last 3 in New England, that was 2013, 2014, 2016. But in the 2000s, man, Peyton was way better than Tom.
Peyton was way better, man. Like, it's just teams, bro. His teams overall weren't better than, and coaching. And I love Dungy. But they weren't better than Belichick and the Patriots.
Oh, for
sure. The Patriots' defense at that time was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So, and the Colts had some guys, too. Don't get me wrong. They had guys, too, the White Freeney.
Yeah, they had a team that was built to play from up ahead, in my opinion. They had a team that was built to play. All the guys went towards the offense. And on defense, they knew they were going to be up by 10, 15 points, 14 points already. So they just had a bunch of pass rushers. But outside of that, there wasn't – I mean, Bob Sanders was a good player, but there wasn't a lot of guys out there on the defense.
There wasn't a lot of guys, nah. So I say it's tough for me right now even putting Pat over Peyton, but because Peyton to me, that's my GOAT right there. You know what I'm saying? On a personal note, that's like one of him and Drew Brees, two of my favorite quarterbacks for sure growing up. But just realistically speaking, yeah, you got to put Pat at like 2 or 3, or really 3. I'm gonna keep him at 3 right now because, like you said, can't take away what Joe Montana did. I feel like as these years keep on going by, you know, these younger crowd coming out and they I feel like they trying to, you know, just take away what them 49er teams was doing back then. You know, I be seeing guys talking crazy, talking about Jerry Rice wasn't playing against nobody. I'm seeing stuff this.
See, you know, and we both young, man. We both still in our 20s. But sometimes I just feel like this got to be like 13 or 14-year-olds typing this stuff out. No way you know anything about ball saying crazy stuff like that.
It got to be, because you can't be our age. You can't be 20
or you just not watching ball.
Yeah, you're not watching ball. 26 and up. Like, you can't be saying nothing like that. That's insane.
Deion Sanders, Darrell Green, Charles Wood. First off, Jerry played for 20 years. So who are you talking about? He didn't play against no. He played against everybody. He played for 20 years.
Super Bowl in 2002, whenever the Raiders played against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Rich Gannon and them. Yeah.
He was in that Super Bowl, having to play against Rondé Barber.
Yep. In that cover 2 defense. Man, he played against eras. Like eras of people. He played against the 90s Cowboys. He played against Deion when he was in Atlanta. Like he played against Darrell Green and the Redskins in the early 90s when they was winning. Like he played against everybody. You not watching ball if you say crazy nonsense like that. That's why I can't put Mahomes at 1, because I already see people saying he's at 1. I'm like, nah, this is crazy. Now it is crazy that we're even talking about him in those positions, and he's not even 30 yet. He's not even 30. He's got another decade of doing this. That's the crazy part.
And I think y'all in the same class, right?
Yeah, we graduated same year, 2014.
Yeah, that's insane, bro.
He's already in the GOAT conversation. This dude hadn't turned 30 yet. Like that's wild to think about, man. Mahomes one of the greatest to ever do it. Andy Reid, I think only 30-something wins away from Bill Belichick. So like a couple more seasons and he's gonna be past Bill Belichick and win, which is crazy because I think Bill is the best coach to ever coach. And Andy Reid is right behind him. So I mean, you can't make up a team better than that. So many things have to fall in line for a team to be this successful. You need a Michael Jordan, but you also got to draft Scottie Pippen. But you also got to have Phil Jackson as your coach. Like it takes so many things. You also got to have Jerry Krause as your GM. Like it takes so many things for this type of greatness to happen. And the Chiefs got all of that. They got all of that stuff, man. So this just been fun to watch, and that Super Bowl is going to be a really fun one to watch. Got a couple quick texts I want to jump into here. Want to start? I'll keep it with some football. Shedeur Sanders not sure if he's going to throw at the combine or not, and any other drills. He said he hasn't decided if he's going to do it. And PJ, I wanted to ask you this: does it even make sense for him or Cam Ward to throw at these combines when they're so far ahead of everybody else, draft stock wise? Because I don't think it can improve their draft. They're already considered to be the top 2 quarterbacks coming off the board. Probably both going to be top 5 picks. Does it even make sense for either one of these guys to throw?
I'm not necessarily. I'm not necessarily mad at it. It don't kind of make sense just because those two, for a lot of draft boards, if they're not, they should be the top 2 quarterbacks. Regardless if you want Cam at 1 or if you want Shedeur at 1, really doesn't matter what order. But those are the top 2 quarterbacks. They should be on most draft boards. So your stock only going to drop, honestly, because if you go there and you're not as accurate or just anything, man, it'll only drop your draft stock. So I really don't mind them not passing the ball, not really throwing the ball. Because it can only hurt them. So, most
of the top guys don't pass. I seen some people saying, "Oh, who does this guy think he is? He's not going to go out there." Did Trevor Lawrence go pass?
Not at all.
Did Joe Burrow go pass? Like, what are we talking about? Because they knew that was the number 1 pick. What we passing for? They know where they're going to get drafted. They both are going to be top 5 picks, regardless. Travis Hunter, He doesn't have to go out there and do anything. All three of them, they just need to show up with suits for the interviews, for the team interviews. You have to do the team interviews because coaches and GMs and owners always want to interview. You got to do those. But any drills, there's no point in them doing any drills, man. I didn't see what some people were mad about that and saying that when Shedeur said he's not sure and he didn't even say he's not going to. He just said he's not sure, but he shouldn't because, like you said, it's only gonna make your stock go down. Like, you're not gonna go out there and they know what you can do already. What are you gonna do? Throw a perfect pass and go number one? He might go number one anyway. Like, it's not gonna that doesn't matter to me. I don't know which direction any of these teams are going in this NFL draft. At least in that top 10. Honestly, this is probably the most confused because I don't know who really wants a quarterback. I really don't know who really. Usually, you could tell the teams that really want a quarterback. I thought the Titans really wanted a quarterback, but I don't know that.
I'm confused right now too. I thought I knew the teams that would probably be desperate out here trying to get a quarterback, but I don't really know who's really just going after the quarterback right now. Even teams that's very sorry, like the Jaguars. I mean, they already got Trevor Lawrence. They didn't spend so much money on him. Why would you even go get a quarterback?
No, they not getting a quarterback.
Like you said, the Titans, but I don't really see the sense of urgency. They should be, because the quarterback they got right now, he just became a meme the entire season.
Mr. Mayonnaise.
So they should be desperate right now trying to find somebody to replace him even after 1 year of him playing. I'm not sure if they're trying to really take a chance on him and just, see if that was just a rookie slump or whatever, I guess you can call it. But they should be desperate right now. Anybody else, though, man, I don't know. Like the Panthers already got their guy. We thought they had their guy. I'm not sure if they even sold on him all the way or not, just the way they treating him right now, Bryce Young.
Yeah. But I think they might. They're sold enough to not want to, because they'll have to trade up to try to get somebody. So I think they're sold enough to not want to trade up and get anybody. The top 5 is Tennessee, Cleveland at 2, New York at 3, New England at 4, and Jacksonville at 5, Raiders at 6. I mean,
I think the Raiders for sure going to take a QB.
Yeah, but what if Cam or Shedeur not left? You going to take a chance on Quinn that high? Jackson Dart that high? Because the drop off after Jackson Dart and Quinn is major in my opinion. Yeah, it's too high. It's too high for both of them. But the drop off after them, you don't want to get stuck with getting one of those guys. You don't want to get stuck with Jalen Milroe. No. Like you don't want to get stuck with Dylan Gabriel.
Or something in the league, bro. They gonna make him a tight end, right? Ain't no way he's playing. I just don't believe he's playing quarterback in the league. And if he does, he's gonna be a backup.
He's gonna be Anthony Richardson, man. A version of Anthony Richardson, because Anthony Richardson still was a freak athlete, and not like Milroe's not.
He the ball better than this dude, bro. This dude, that Michigan game was terrible.
Bro, Michigan and Oklahoma is enough for you to not get drafted. I ain't gonna lie. Both of those games is 2 of the worst tapes that I watched. Because you can go on YouTube, you can watch just the QB breakdown. I watched just his snaps in both of those games. Both of that film is enough for you to not get drafted, bro. That was terrible. Oklahoma and Michigan was terrible.
He getting drafted off purely these last 2 years that he started.
Athleticism. They think they're gonna find another Cam. They always trying to compare somebody to Cam Newton. They think they're going to find a Lamar Jackson. They always trying to compare somebody to Lamar Jackson. You're not going to find either one of those two, first off.
And them guys will throw the ball.
Exactly. Look at the Colts, who won too many games to be picking up there, but they need a quarterback. Because I've been trying to tell people for a couple of years, Anthony Richardson is horrible. But that's what these NFL GMs do. They see him.
What did he do at Florida to make them do?
This guy played 9 games in college as a starter. 9. And you said, oh, man. And in those games, he was losing. It's not like he was in those games like, man, he played 9 games and just lit everybody up. He was losing. He couldn't throw in college. He couldn't throw a 14-yard curl route. He couldn't throw a 10-yard out route in college. What made you think when he gets to NFL and the game is faster and the DBs are faster and the line is and then what did he say in the offseason before this season started? Really, college was harder than the NFL. NFL easier than college.
That was stupid. That was stupid when he said that. That was very stupid.
I don't know what's wrong with some of these guys, man. But yeah, the Shador and them, they Shador shouldn't have to throw, man. Cam shouldn't have to throw. This quarterback class is not strong. You guys have solidified your spot as top 5 picks in this draft, man. Don't let nobody go out there and force y'all into throwing. I want to talk about some other QBs because I just seen this. Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are not going to compete in the Pro Bowl. Shocker. They never do. None of these guys are ever going to compete because I think they play flag in the Pro Bowl. Their replacements are Russell Wilson and Drake May. The Pro Bowl is a joke, man. Let's just get rid of the Pro Bowl is an absolute. Russell Wilson made the Pro Bowl. See, this is the kind of stuff that I don't like because now they're going to throw those stats in. Well, Russell Wilson just coming off a Pro Bowl last. No, how did he make? Did they call every team in the AFC, and they must have all said, "I don't want to do it." How in the world is Russell Wilson and Drake May in the Pro Bowl? Nobody must have wanted to do it from the AFC. I'm talking about nobody.
Russell and Drake May in there?
Yes, bro. Those are the replacements. That Russell Wilson and Drake May are Pro Bowl quarterbacks this year. The Pro Bowl is a joke. Let's just keep it honest. The Pro Bowl is an absolute joke. Russell Wilson making the Pro Bowl after being the mid of all mid. Drake May is throwing for 300 or 400 yards every other game, and I guess that's cool. But he didn't even play half the season. What are we doing? What is the NFL doing? They're trying to fix the All-Star game, and everybody making a big deal about All-Star game not competitive. The Pro Bowl is 50 times worse. Yeah. I can't even remember the last time I turned my TV on for a Pro Bowl. They both bad, but at least we're going to see highlight plays from the NBA All-Star game. We're going to see some people just mad because they're not playing defense. There's nothing to be happy about with the NFL Pro Bowl. It's pointless. They don't even go to Kauai anymore, do they? I think they're doing it in Vegas now.
I think it's something like that. Yeah.
Man, it's a joke. Let's get rid of the Pro Bowl, man. This is a joke. Because y'all are going to try to put these stats up and say Russell Wilson made 5 Pro Bowls. The Pro Bowls don't matter.
It don't matter no more.
Mac Jones made the Pro Bowl. Has anybody seen Mac Jones?
I don't even know.
He made the Pro Bowl a couple of years ago. Obviously, the Pro Bowl doesn't matter, man. I seen that and I was like, this is just getting out of hand. I don't know what's going on with this Pro Bowl stuff. I mean, nobody, everyone in the AFC had to say I'm good. Like, there's no C.J. Stroud. Like, y'all didn't call him. Like, y'all didn't. Everyone had to say, bro, I'm good. I don't want to go play. For you to go and get Russell Wilson, that's the best y'all could do? Like, come on, man. This is a joke. This is a joke. Russell Wilson and Drake May are going to be 2 quarterbacks for the AFC in the Pro Bowl this year. And you might well put Justin Fields in there.
Nobody watching it.
Bro, nobody. I can't remember the last time I watched it. Russell Wilson threw for 2,400 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 5 picks this year. And he made the Pro Bowl. This ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Like, NFL, get rid of the Pro Bowl. Nobody wants to watch that, man. Nobody is watching that. Want to go to some NBA real quick, just to talk about my team for a second. The Houston Rockets, second place in the Western Conference, playing some great basketball right now. Just coming off beating the Cleveland Cavaliers twice, the team with the best record in the league. Last night, whooped up on the defending champs in the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
Last week before that, beat the Memphis Grizzlies when they were on a win streak. Beat the Denver Nuggets when they were on a 6 or 7 game win streak at Denver. Beat Memphis at Memphis. Yeah. Beat Cleveland at Cleveland twice. Beat Boston in Boston. Come on, man. It's time to take these Rockets serious. I know everybody want to, they don't got this, they don't got that. We number 2 in the West right now for a reason.
Yes,
I thought maybe we was a couple pieces behind, still need this, still need that. No, the Rockets is right now. And Amen Thompson is the best player on the team. I've been trying to tell y'all this for a month now. If you have not been watching Amen Thompson, please go watch. He just had 30 and 10 last night. This dude is a point guard, but we starting him at the 4 because all our 4s got hurt. This dude's a point guard. He's starting at the 4, and he had 30 and hit the game winner on Jalen Brown. Like, come on, man. Why they not taking my Rockets serious, man? Our Rockets, because I know you're a Rockets fan too.
I mean, I got to shout out Dylan Brooks too. I don't like him, but I like him for us.
Hey, that's what I always say. I hate him anywhere else, but when he's on the Rockets, man, bro just put up a 36 ball last night. 10 threes, I think.
We play like that, man. Who's going to beat us?
Nobody. We just beat Cleveland. We just whooped all the best teams in the East. Smacked them. And we beat OKC earlier this year.
And I said the same thing that you said because I mean we talked about this early on in the season. You know, because we've been hot since the beginning.
Yeah.
But we was like, man, oh, do you think that we ready right now to take that step? And I was like, we possibly can. We just very young. But I don't even think that matters.
Nah.
I don't think that matters, bro. Not at this point. I feel like that they're ready. I feel like they got enough guys. I mean, you got Van Vliet.
They got guys that can step up from multiple different positions.
Step up. Yeah, so like we pretty good. I think we good right now. To me, we one of the best teams right now in the NBA. We pretty much improved that these last 2 weeks.
Yep.
And I feel like we continue to play the ball like we're playing right now, man. And man, Thompson, people got to put respect on his name.
Problem.
I feel like he slept on. Am I tripping?
No, they're not talking about him, but he's waking him up. He's waking him up.
Yeah.
He might be the best defender in the NBA. He might be the fastest player in the NBA. He might be the highest jumper in the NBA. Like y'all are not watching this guy. He's dropped 30 multiple times in the last 2 weeks on some of the best teams in the league, and he can't shoot a jump shot. He will airball if he shoots a three. He's getting to the cup. Like, come on, man. This dude is nice. This dude is nice, and he's a playmaker because he got drafted as a point guard.
The point guard, yeah.
So he's still probably the best playmaker we got on the team.
And he only 21. He's going to be 22 on the 30th, but he only 21.
This is crazy, man.
He's a kid.
He's a kid out here hooping like this. Jabari Smith has been out for 2 months. We just got Tari Eason back, and the guy we just drafted number 3 in the draft this year, he not even playing yet. He in the G League averaging 30. Like, Rockets are going to be scary. I'm just telling y'all now, just remember, hey, man, we watching Centex Primetime, and he said it.
You know they hate to see us up, too. They don't like to see when the Rockets are.
No, they don't never want to talk about it. They don't never
want to talk about it.
They're not talking about it right now. We got the 3rd best record in the NBA. Like, come on, y'all. I'm going to say it. So if y'all don't want to hear any Rockets talk.
They talk about the Mavericks more than they talk about us.
And we'll smack the Mavericks. Kyrell, I know we got to get him back on. We'll smack the Mavericks. I don't know what he's thinking about. I don't fear nobody in the entire West outside of OKC. Everybody else, we smacking them. And Bron. I ain't going to do that to Bron. Bron, he's Bron in the playoffs. I ain't going to do that to him. Anthony Davis I think he just had 45 and 23 last night. So, yeah, I'm still going to get that respect to Lakers. Everybody else in the West, man, y'all better get out the way. I'm telling you now. Yeah. Y'all might want to get up out the way, man. The Rockets are here. I thought they were going to be, maybe another year away. Nah, we here right now. Are we here to win a championship? I don't think so this year. But as far as being here an established team in the playoffs,
making some noise and scaring a few of these teams, most definitely.
Don't nobody want to play us.
Yeah, don't nobody. I feel like we're at a point now. We're sort of like what the Magic were last year.
Yeah, exactly.
But a little better. I feel like we're a little better though.
Yep.
But we're in that position where the Magic was last year going into the playoffs. But we're better though, sure.
Yeah,
but
I mean, and they took Cleveland to 7, I think. The Magic did last year. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I'm looking at us right now, but in a way better version, and a more dangerous version, just because of some of the guys that we got on our team. I just personally feel like that we just match up very well against anybody.
No, that's facts. We just proved it. I mean, with the Cleveland, like I said, the best record in the league. Smacked them. Boston, the champs, 2nd best record in the league. Smacked them. Like, I mean, come on, man. We here. The Rockets going to be a dangerous team moving forward and to be able to deal with. Folks, we're going to take one last break. When we come back, still got to talk a couple more topics, NBA topics. And ESPN put out a top 10 list for college football next year. We're going to talk about are they tripping or not with their top 10 list that they put out. Stay tuned and stay locked in right here on Centex Primetime. We'll be right back after this short break.
Central Texas home for sports. It's Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports. Catch all your in-depth sports analysis with the best. The hottest sports show in the evening is Centex Primetime, hosted by Jalen Gillis.
Act like y'all.
Weekdays 5 to 7. This is the Central Texas #1 leader in sports. Centex Sports Network.
That's right, sports fans. We can talk about sports.
And Infinity Sports.
Hey guys, it's Rocky and Keisha, and at Prosperity Tax Service, we're all about convenience. We get it. Life is busy. Your time is valuable. That's why we've streamlined the entire process to be as hassle-free as possible.
No more sifting through piles of paperwork or spending hours at an office. With Prosperity Tax Service, you can handle your taxes from the comfort of your own home.
Your financial data is in safe hands with us through our secure and user-friendly customer portal at prosperitytax.com. It's your one-stop shop for all things tax-related. Log in anytime from anywhere, whether it's from your couch or on the go.
We are experienced tax professionals well-versed in handling a variety of tax situations. Receive genuine assistance and competitive pricing from real tax professionals who've seen it all.
We're marking 2 decades as a community-based enterprise here in Waco, Texas. So call us at 254-235-5662 or log on to www.prosperitytax.com. Thanks, guys.
Lighthouse Streaming, a full-scale media agency and your go-to source for all things audio and video. Is your church long overdue for audio and video upgrades? Call Lighthouse Streaming for a free consultation. Does your corporate or church event need audio or video production? Don't stress. Call the guys at Lighthouse Streaming. In business since 2017, Lighthouse Streaming has produced hundreds of live events and completed dozens of church and venue installations. Whatever your AV needs are, Lighthouse Streaming has you covered. Give them a call at 254-252-4206. That's 254-252-4206. Or go to lighthousestreaming.com and set up your free consultation.
Central Texas home for sports. It's Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports. KWBT-FM, HD2 Waco, Temple, Killeen, Fort Cavazos. The new leader in sports in Central Texas is Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports. This is live from the Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports Studios.
That's right, sports fans.
About to show these boys how we do it. You ready?
Tune in to Primetime Sports Talk with Jalen Gillis, your go-to source for breaking sports news in Central Texas and exclusive Dallas Cowboys coverage on the Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into Centex Primetime here. Final home stretch of the show here today. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with us today, whether you're listening on Centex Magic 94.5, on Infinity Sports Radio Central Texas, or watching with us on YouTube, Centex Sports TV / Centex Sports Network over on YouTube. I want to thank all you guys for joining in with us here today. Well, folks, we just got done wrapping up talking about in hour number 2 here, my Houston Rockets and the stretch that they've been on, talking about the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs. That is the matchup for the Super Bowl that everybody is waiting to see. I know I'm one of those people that is definitely waiting to be able to see this game. I think it's going to be a great game on February 9th. Like I said, folks, we got MCC basketball coming up on Wednesday and on Saturday as well. You can catch all that action right here on Centex Sports Network, also on Infinity Sports Radio, Central Texas. Make sure you guys go over there and check that out as well. Still joined on here by PJ Gaither as we get ready to close the show out here today. Got a couple more topics I want to talk about here. We just got done talking some NBA. I'm talking about the NBA. What is going on with this Jimmy Butler stuff, man? I haven't been able to figure this out. Now that he's been back and forth, they suspended him, I think for 5 or 6 games, and then he comes back. They suspend him for 2 games. As he's coming back from the 2 games suspension, they get into shoot around, and they tell Jimmy Butler in front of the whole team during shoot around that you're not going to start. We're going to start another dude. Jimmy Butler walks out. They suspend him indefinitely. See, now here's the problem with the suspension indefinitely and conduct detrimental to the team. There's no limit on that. I think Miami baited him into doing this. Now, this whole time, this has been a peeing contest between Pat Riley, who doesn't like to budge, and who also does not treat his stars right, regardless of what you guys think of Pat Riley. I know he won those championships with the Lakers in the 80s. I know he won a championship with Miami as a coach in 06. He don't treat his stars right. When are we going to just come out and say it? He threw Shaq out of here after Shaq came and brought him a championship because Miami was never going to win a championship. He brought Shaq in, threw Shaq right out of here as soon as Shaq said he wants some more money. Hey, man, get out of here. He had to go to Phoenix. Gets LeBron. Miami, once again, was never going to win another championship. Gets LeBron to come down there. He didn't even get LeBron to come down there. D-Wade got LeBron to come down there.
Yeah.
Comes down there. LeBron, 4 straight trips to the finals. Wins 2. LeBron has some demands. He wants, hey, I want my guys. I want Mav and my assistants and my family. They got to be able to travel on the plane with me. Nah, ain't nobody traveling on the plane with nobody, just a team. I bet. You forgot you was talking to. I'm LeBron. I'll just go back to Cleveland. Back to being irrelevant. D-Wade, the best player in the history of the Miami Heat organization, has to leave and walk and go to Chicago because of money disputes. Pat Riley don't want to pay Dwayne Wade at the end of his career. Has to leave and go to Chicago. Then ends up going to Cleveland, and Cleveland did him a favor and said, hey, we know you're not working on this team right now with LeBron. This is probably your last year in the league. We're going to trade you back to Miami. That wasn't Pat Riley. That was Cleveland doing that. And that's how Dwayne Wade got to retire in Miami. He did that to Dwayne Wade, the best player in his history. Now there's Jimmy Butler, who's brought them to 2 NBA championships. Didn't win one, but he took them to 2. Once again, the Heat were never going to get to another champion. Like, we say the Heat are one of those good organizations and Heat culture and all this. Most of the time, the Heat are sorry. That's what they are most of the time. They had Dwayne Wade, who was one of the best players in the league. They weren't even making the playoffs some years. That year before LeBron got there, they didn't even make the playoffs. Like, the Heat are always a sorry organization. Right now, they're at the bottom of the East. That's where they're going to be. And now Jimmy Butler says he wants some more money after I done took you to 2 finals, and what's Pat Riley doing? I'm going to get you out of here. The problem with this is they gave him a suspension indefinitely, conduct detrimental to the team. When you do that in the NBA, you don't have to pay him. You don't have to pay him a dime. They can keep him on the team for the rest of this year, don't trade him, keep him suspended, and don't pay him and skip out on paying him $25 to $30 million. Just the little slick stuff they try to do. They knew Jimmy Butler was going to walk out after he came back and you said, hey, you're not starting. What do you mean I'm not starting? I'm clearly the best player. I've been suspended, and y'all getting smacked by the Hornets. Like, so clearly I'm the best player, and y'all need me. Now I'm not starting? I bet I'm gone. And now they hit him with this. I think this was all just a ploy. But what do you think about all this Jimmy Butler stuff, man? They need to just trade him and get it over with, or what's going on?
Yeah, just go ahead and trade him. I don't understand when he requested for a trade, and then Pat Riley comes out and say, no, we're not going to trade him. But the guy clearly doesn't want to be in Miami anymore. So if he doesn't want to be in Miami anymore, playing for your organization, just go ahead and let him go. Because now y'all just bringing a lot of static around y'all organization. They really don't need to be around it if you just go ahead and trade the guy. And you'll possibly get something, you will get something good back for Jimmy Butler. There are teams out there that I know for sure that'll love for Jimmy Butler, regardless of what people want to say about him, how he is in the locker room, or whatever. But the guy brings a different pedigree to your team. So there are teams out here that will take Jimmy Butler because everywhere he's been, he makes them teams better. Clearly.
Yeah.
So just let the guy go, man. I don't really understand. I've been seeing a lot of it, man, but like to me it's just unwarranted static that you bringing around the organization, around you, around Jimmy. And I mean they both very headstrong guys, Pat Riley and Jimmy Butler, so neither one is gonna budge. But you really, I mean, it's the middle of the season. Like we haven't even got to All-Star weekend.
Yeah.
And y'all tripping already like this. Like this is crazy.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. Just trade the guy and get it over with. What are we waiting on? Pat Riley just wants to have so much power over the team and be able to say, no, we're going to do this my way. And just trade the dude. Get it over with. Because his contract is up at the end of the year. So what if he just leaves and you get nothing for it? You just look like a dummy. I don't get it. It's just Pat Riley, he likes to do stuff the old school way, and guys got to have 1% body fat when they come here and got to do a conditioning test. And hey, man.
He acting like Jerry.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's acting like. But he's been acting like that. It's just got covered up because he got Shaq and D-Wade to come in there and they got a ring. Then he got LeBron to come in there. But if it wasn't for that, then he got Jimmy Butler to come. If it wasn't for that, man, they'd be just in the same situation as the Cowboys. People saying, when are they ever going to win a ring? Think about if LeBron never comes there. Because they haven't won a ring since Bron was there. If Bron don't come there, their last ring will be 06. That's 20 years ago.
Yeah.
We'll be sitting up talking about how great of a organization this guy is and how great this dude is. Man, they won them rings because they had LeBron. It had nothing to do with no Pat Riley. That got something to do with LeBron and D Wade playing and Chris Bosh. Like, what are we talking about? And they didn't even come there because of him. But yeah, that's crazy with this Jimmy Butler stuff, man. Hopefully they get a trade. I think the trade deadline is coming up here soon, so hopefully they get a trade in before this trade deadline comes up. Before we get off here, folks, we got a few minutes left here on the show. Want to switch over to some college football. And college football, we just wrapped up Ohio State Buckeyes, the champs. Coach Ryan Day, he's a champion. They're at the top of the mountain right now. ESPN has put out what they call a way too early top 25 list. I'm just going to talk about the top 10 teams here in this list that they put out, and we'll let you guys discuss with us, are these guys tripping or not. Ohio State at 1. Obviously, they just won. Texas Longhorns at 2. That seems about right. Penn State at 3. Okay. Notre Dame at number 4. The Georgia Bulldogs at number 5. Oregon Ducks coming in at number 6. Clemson Tigers at 7. LSU, kind of surprising one, at number 8. Super surprising one at number 9, BYU. And at 10, the South Carolina Gamecocks. I mean, it's not a terrible list when you look at it. Not a terrible list, but I still think there are some teams that are kind of like, I hate to do it this early, but I'm not on the Penn State hype train. Yes, they made it to the semifinals. Did you see who they played in the first 2 rounds? They played SMU in the first round, who hasn't been relevant in football since the 80s when they were called the Pony Express. That's who they beat. Then they beat Boise State, who should have never even sniffed the second round of the playoffs. They're terrible. So, I mean, that's kind of questionable. At number 1, Ohio State, you have to do that because they just won. But going into next year, Texas Longhorns are better than Ohio State. Let's just go ahead and keep it a buck. As of right now, can Ohio State beat Texas? We'll see when the season starts. And do they have a chance to beat them? Absolutely. But when you look at their key returning players, we're talking about Jeremiah Smith, monster. Carnell Tate, monster. Caleb Downs, super monster. That's it. When you look at their losing players that they're losing, Travion Henderson, Mbuka, Will Howard, Donovan Jackson, who's one of the best guards, if not the best guard in college football this year, Cody Simon, Jack Sawyer, JT Tulumalau, Denzel Burke. I mean, that's a lot of guys to be losing.
A lot of guys.
That's a lot of guys. Plus, I didn't even say Quinshon Junkin.
Yeah, Junkins.
Who hasn't he hasn't decided. I don't think he's even declared for the draft yet officially.
He did.
Okay, well, yeah, he's gone. So, I know they got Julian saying he was number 1 quarterback in 2024. That's cool, and he could be a monster. But we don't know what he's going to be. They got C.J. Donaldson from West Virginia to come in at running back. I think that was probably one of their best pickups in the transfer portal because he's a really good back coming from West Virginia. He's not going to be Quinshon Junkins. He's not going to be Travion Henderson. Like, they're losing a lot of guys. Texas, on the other hand, they're losing a lot of guys too. Quinn Ewers, Matthew Golden, Kevin Banks. I ain't even going to say Cameron Williams because that last game he was getting did so bad. I don't even want to say him.
Yeah, he don't stand. He should have stayed.
Yeah, he could have stayed. And developed. And Andrew Makuba, Jade Barron, Gunnar Helm. There's a lot of good players that's leaving. They got a lot of good guys coming back. Arch Manning, I don't know, number 1 quarterback in his class a couple years ago. Colin Simmons, a guy that I think is going to be a top 5 pick. Anthony Hill Jr., the best linebacker in college football, in my opinion. Trey Moore, Michael Taft. I don't know, man. What you think? Should Texas be at this number 1 spot over Ohio State or what?
I'm not mad at it just because I understand, back in the day with the BCS, that's how it used to be.
Sure.
If you win a national championship with the way too early rankings, they're going to always put the person. I mean, I can't say that, though. I can't say that because there was a few years that other teams probably got close. Yeah, I like Alabama.
Every year Alabama lost, they were number 1 coming in the next year.
Yeah, number 1 coming into the next year. So, yeah, I can't really, so I can't say that. I can't say that. So, you can't argue that we should be the number 1 team. I don't want us to be the number 1 team, even though I know that we're going to be going into next year with a lot of hype. We already do got a lot of hype. which is right though for us to have all that hype because, I mean, if you go look at our roster, we really got one of the best rosters right now in college football. I will argue that with any team. There's not that many. It's only one team that I even let somebody even try to argue as far as if they got a better roster than us or neck and neck with us, and that's Ohio State.
Yeah. I agree. I think they're both right there, 1 and 2. I mean, it's apples and oranges. You can pick either one of those. In my opinion, they're both going to be right there going into next year. In my opinion, they're both the clear-cut 2 best teams going into next year. I don't even think that's a debate. It shouldn't be a debate, at least in my opinion. Penn State at number 3, kind of high, in my opinion. That's kind of high. I mean, I get it because majority of their guys are coming back. They're losing Abdul Carter and a couple and Tyler Warren. Most of their guys are coming back. Both their backs are coming back. Drew Aller's coming back. That other really good DN they had, Dennis Sutton, he's coming back as well. So I get it, but y'all know Penn State gets hyped like this every year. We don't even know if they're going to go through the Big Ten. Well, we know they're not going to go through the Big Ten. I think they're going to lose to Oregon again. I think they're going to lose to Ohio State again. We don't know what Michigan's going to look like. Michigan might be better than them, so I don't know about that. Georgia, another team that's losing guys, but we know that they retool all the time, and I don't have any doubts about what Georgia can do. The Oregon one is interesting at number 6 because they're another team that's losing a lot of guys. Dylan Gabriel, Tez Johnson, Trayshawn Holden, and Jordan James all leaving. Both their tackles leaving. I think both their corners are gone.
Backers.
Yeah. What's his name? Tio Toe, or however you say his name. I can't even think his name. They're both coming back. So I give him that. The running backs are coming back. And Evan Stewart's coming back too. So I give him that. But, I don't know. What do you think about this Clemson one at number 7? Clemson and LSU was kind of where I started to be. They might just kind of be throwing some people in there. Clemson's bringing a lot of guys back. Go ahead.
They just throwing when they come to LSU, and I'm an LSU fan as well, but they pretty much just throwing them in there. Yeah. To me, there's no reason for LSU to be in the top 10. They haven't really done nothing, definitely this past season, to prove that they're going to be in the top 10. I think that's just off of brand. Same with the BYU. One, even though BYU
that was crazy.
Back, I'm trying to see how, if you're going to put a Big 12 team in the top 10, why wouldn't you put Arizona State? Because they got their quarterback coming back.
He's young. He was a freshman. Sam Levitt.
Yeah, dude. He's like a freshman or sophomore. So like, why would y'all put them in there? You know what I mean? So that's just weird to me. But yeah, with LSU, even though you got Nussmeier coming back, you do got Anderson coming back. Their receivers are going to be stacked. They got some guys. They still got Cal Parker, at receiver as well, who he hasn't really played that much, but I feel like he's been developing slowly these last 2 years. He's been on campus out there in Baton Rouge, but I don't really see LSU being a top 10. They're really going to have to show me as a fan, and just as a fan of football, college football, they're going to really have to show me. I've been looking at a lot of recruiting and everything, and they're kind of losing certain guys in recruiting right now, something that you rarely ever see when it comes to that Louisiana area, because they usually dominate that area. But a lot of these guys are leaving. So I don't understand that. With Clemson, I understand possibly because they do got Klubnik coming back.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say about what the Clemson one, and I'll get your opinion on that. I think, in my opinion, the 2 best quarterbacks coming back this year in college football are Arch Manning and Cade Klubnik. I see how they keep trying to throw Drew Aller in there.
Julian Sand in there, and he hasn't played.
He hasn't played one snap. I can't put Sand in there.
Mercer, but he only played it was only 2 plays. So in reality, he hasn't really played at all. So I don't get why they keep trying to put him in there. Drew Aller, we already seen how he played in the Notre Dame game. That was terrible. He's not impressive. He wasn't the reason why Penn State was in the position that they was in this year.
No.
It was because of the running back.
He is the reason they lost in that semifinal game, though. He threw that pick with 3 minutes left. And
that was dumb.
in Notre Dame territory. So all they had to do was run the clock out and kick a field goal and go to the championship game. Yeah. So I don't get the Drew Allen hype, but I see Clemson having a good year this year. Cade Klubnik really finished the season off on a good note. He was very shaky at the beginning, especially when they got smacked by Georgia in the Mercedes-Benz Dome in the first game of the year. But after that, man, Cade Klubnik really showed me something. I didn't know how he was going to be as a college quarterback. But like I said, outside of Arch Manning, and he's really right there with Arch Manning. I'm just saying because I'm projecting on what I think Arch Manning can be based off some of what we saw. But if we're talking about most experience coming in next year and just the all-around best, I mean, I'm not mad at anybody saying Cade Klubnik, the best quarterback coming back, man. He finished the season off great.
He's a Westlake kid.
Another kid out of Texas, man. Another kid out of Westlake. And you know what Westlake, they put quarterbacks in the league. They've been doing it for 20, 30 years. They've been putting quarterbacks into the league. So I'm not shocked about that one at all. Like you said, the LSU one was mysterious. And I feel like they think giving South Carolina 10 is like, yeah, we're upping them. I think they should be higher than that.
Yeah.
Lenore Sellers was a freshman last year.
Yeah.
Mazio Bennett, that receiver, who was their top receiver, he was a freshman. Dylan Stewart, who was their best defensive player, he was a freshman.
Yeah. So I don't know why I feel like South Carolina's going to be really good this year.
Yeah.
BYU, we got to take BYU out, man.
Yeah, they gotta honestly, I'll put Iowa State in front of them. Iowa State bringing back almost their whole team outside of Jaden Higgins. They bringing back a lot of guys that was good. And Iowa State has a pedigree of being good. BYU don't have a pedigree of being good. They just got good. And then lost their last games of the season before they just completely obliterated Colorado in the bowl game. Right now, they've got Alabama, and this isn't an official ranking for anybody listening. This is just ESPN list that they put out. They got Alabama at 12 coming back. Like we talked about on the phone yesterday, PJ, I don't know who their quarterback is going to be. I'm guessing Ty Simpson that came from Washington. Austin Mack is a guy. Ty Simpson. Austin Mack came from Washington. And then they got the 5-star Keelan Russell that's coming from Duncanville. I'm not sold on them because they're bringing guys back. But I like Jam Miller because he's from Texas. But I'm not just sold on him being a difference maker as far as being the number one back. Obviously, Ryan Williams is good, but it's not the same group. We're used to seeing Alabama with Henry Ruggs, Devontae Smith, Jerry Jeudy. Julio Jones, Amari Cooper. We used to seeing all these guys in the same team as once. This is not that. What we've seen as Alabama in all these years, this is not that at all. What you think, Alabama? 12 too high, too low, or what you think about them going into next year?
Might possibly be too high just because we don't really know who the quarterback is going to be right now. We really don't. Yeah, we don't know who the quarterback is going to be. They just lost Justice Haynes, the running back out of Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
They lost him to the transfer portal. So he's gonna be at Michigan.
Michigan gonna be tough, man.
That's a big loss. And I like that kid. I was really big on that kid coming out of high school, out of Buford. He's a dog. I just feel like that they personally didn't utilize him in a correct way, and their offense is ran pretty much through Jalen Miro so much that the running game really could never really, to me, just get started.
Yeah.
So that's a big loss that a lot of people are not really talking about for Alabama. Justice Haynes going to Michigan, which is going to really help Michigan even more. But with Alabama, man, you don't really know who the quarterback is going to be. This defense is declining.
Yeah, and fast.
Rapid, very fast. And they're not talking about that because a lot of attention has been on the quarterback play. But the defense is rapidly declining. If they don't figure something out on defense, it's going to be an 8-4, 5-loss type season.
No, I'm right there with you. I'm thinking the exact same thing. If they don't figure something out on that defense, Kevin DeBoer got to figure out the identity of Alabama. He was just a Nick Saban shadow last year with all of Nick Saban's players. Some of those guys graduated. Some of those guys transferred. Some guys coming back. What's your identity going to be? We're running out of time here, but two teams that I was surprised that was ranked as low as they were, 18th and 19th, was Florida at 18 and Tennessee at 19.
I was going to talk about them.
Both of those, you're talking about returning quarterbacks that are young, and they right up there with Arch Manning with some of these other guys as far as young prospects coming back at quarterback. Florida, with DJ Lagway in Tennessee, with Nico coming back, man. I don't know. I thought they would have been a little bit higher than that.
They got to put more respect on them too.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting offseason, very, very interesting offseason in college football and the NFL, as we talked about earlier. The Brian Schottenheimer is now the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. It's already been a very interesting offseason for NFL and for college football. Folks, we're out of time here today. Want to thank everybody for tuning in with us today on the show on Centex Magic 94.5. Make sure you guys going onto those social medias, Facebook, onto our YouTube, Centex Sports Network, and all of that, as 94.5 Magic is going digital. So make sure you guys going over there and hitting those subscribe buttons and getting locked in with us. We're going to be back here 5 to 7 weekdays every single week right here on Centex Primetime. Tomorrow, we got MCC basketball. MCC taking on their rival, and Hill College will be on air tomorrow. So make sure you guys getting ready to tune in for that. Those games are at 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock. We will see you guys then. Want to appreciate PJ for jumping on here with me. Rocky came on the first hour with me as well. Appreciate you guys for jumping on. We will see you guys next time here on Centex Primetime. Everybody have a great evening.
Central Texas home for sports. It's Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports. Catch all your in-depth sports analysis with the best. The hottest sports show in the evening is Centex Primetime, hosted by Jalen Gillis. Act like y'all. Weekdays 5 to 7. This is the Central Texas #1 leader in sports. Centex Sports Network.
That's right, sports fans. We can talk about sports.
And Infinity Sports. This is the station everyone